everybody, welcome to the 34th top-down zombie game tutorial, and in this video we're simply going to make the zombie attack the player. So previously what we had was when the zombie reaches the player, it does nothing. All he does is just basically glitches around. So yeah, let's get ahead with the video and let's continue. So the first thing that we want to do is to make sure the zombie stops whenever he arrives near the player. So for this, we're going to open up the AI and go into the behavior class. I went ahead and created this float range, attack range. Pretty much is the range where the zombie will start attacking from, or pretty much the arrive range. It doesn't really matter. So the first thing is to make sure the zombie stops when he gets near the player. So to do that, we can simply add a simple if statement and pretty much check if the distance between the player and the zombie is smaller than the attack range. So let's go. So what we're going to simply say is simply as if as dot get position, simply say if as dot get position dot get distance dot distance target dot get position is smaller than attack range. Then what we do, if this is true, simply want to we simply want to set the velocity to pretty much new velocity to 0. New vector 2. And if we go ahead and run this, why am I getting any errors? Oh, I hate this cursor for us. So I'm gonna close this and I'm gonna open this again. And if we run this, now we see the zombie stops moving whenever it reaches the player. So that is great. Now what we need to do is to make sure the zombie starts attacking. So we need to start playing the attack animation whenever he starts doing what? We need to start playing the attack animation when he reaches the player pretty much. So now to easily implement that, so we're gonna go into the entity class, and right over here we're going to create a new method, an abstract method, public abstract void on target arrival, pretty much. Hope you understand the concept of abstraction and stuff. So we're gonna go back to the behavior, and inside here I'll create a new function, public void handle arrival, and we're simply going to move all this code, Ctrl X, do this, move it here, and here we'll simply call handle arrival, and we're going to add a semicolon, and here we're simply going to say as dot on target arrival. That's it. Now we need to implement this inside the player. So we're going to go into the player, but we're not going to use this method inside the player. We're just going to have it in there. So implement, there we go, and inside the green zombie we need to implement this. Why is it not coming up? Okay, and we're going to implement this. We're good. Now the first thing, what we need to do is simply change animation from this animation to the next one, from walk to attack, and to simply set the animation to attack. now simply going to say anim controller dot set animation. What animation we have? Okay, we have two animations, walk and attack, and okay, its name is attack. So there we go. We're gonna set it to attack. Now there we go. Now let's test this and see if it's working. Okay, for some reason it's lagging. I don't know why. So we need to do this thing. Okay, we need to add a check over here. So pretty much we need to do a check. So simply if current animation was if current animation dot name dot equals ignore case equals not equals ignore case equals to a name, then we simply want to return. We don't want to continue. So that should fix that little issue, because we're calling reset. We're resetting the animation every single time we're running. So now let's enter. Oh, we also have a now pointer exception, animation controller line 33. And we simply want to say if and current, okay, we also want to add a check and current animation is not equal to now. And current animation does not equal to now. Man, I had so many bugs in this thing. So, okay. Now, when we run, it should work. We're still having problems. Okay, I think I need to move this. I need to put this condition first. Remove this. And let's run. Okay. There we go. Now he's attacking. Now we simply need to move back. We need to pretty much, when we're not attacking now, we should, change the animation back. So now all we need to do is to pretty much switch back. Now to switch back, we're also gonna go back to the entity class and public void abstract void what should I call this? Reset. I don't know, because target arrival on not target arrival not target arrival or not target arrival. I feel like it's a poor name though. On not arrival. I think target has not arrived. And this to say, and rename this to target has arrived. So factor rename target has arrived. So on target, okay, so we're gonna go back here and we want to set the player. We also want to implement this. We're not gonna do anything there, but we're gonna use this here. Target has not arrived. So pretty much all we simply do here is simply we're just simply gonna reset the animation. We're gonna set it back to walk. And we need to go to the entity, no, to the behavior, and pretty much say else as.target has not arrived. And now when we run this, as you can see, now it's working properly. Now it's attacking us, it's attacking us, it's attacking us, and there we go. It's attacking, and pretty much everything is right. If you want to increase this attack range, you simply go up here, and we will simply increase it to 20. Yeah. So there we go, we run this, and we increase the attack range to 20. I think it's better off it being at 20. Now for this, in order for us to do this, so we need to implement a timer, pretty much. So since I don't want to do that from scratch again, I'm just going to simply go into the animation and copy the code. Where's the animation? Animation. And we have okay, we can actually do something. We can add an action listener. We can do something, okay. First of all, what I want to do is we can I want to try a different way, a diverse way of approaching this, to make so that we have to write less code. And yeah. So pretty much I can simply say animation. I can make this class abstract. Should we make it abstract? I don't know. We can make it abstract, and we can do what? I might be speaking out of my butt. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm not crazy. Okay, we can do this. So we're simply going to make the class abstract, and after making an abstract, we can simply add another abstract method, public abstract void on animation complete. And what we simply do when we simply say when index is greater or equal to frames dot length minus 1, pretty much means that the animation, we're on the last frame of the animation. So it means during this duration or whatever, we pretty much means at the end of the duration we're gonna execute code pretty much. Okay, and what we want to do is to simply call this method on animation complete right at the end of the animation. So yeah, on animation complete, we're simply gonna do this, and we're gonna go to the green zombie. And pretty much we have a problem here with the animation. So we're just gonna implement abstract method and do nothing pretty much. And we're gonna remove all of this. And we're also gonna implement this attack animation. And this is where we're gonna change something. So inside here, we're going to create a function inside the zombie class, and we're gonna name it public void attack player, and pretty much whatever happens inside the attack player, we're simply gonna be calling it on animation complete. So yeah. attack player. And there we go, we're done. Now we can simply test this out by simply displaying attacked player. Now let's run this. Okay, seems to be some issues. Okay, cancel. Okay, so we're simply gonna implement abstract method, remove this. As you can see, as you can check on the output, whenever the zombie attacks, we have an attack player pretty much. Now we actually need to pretty much damage the player now. Now that we can attack the player, we just need to damage the player. So we need to make sure that the player has health. What's the player? In fact, I think all entities have health, do they? Okay, they do have health. Now for the player, let's make health equal to 1,000. Health should equal to 1,000 F. And there we go. And here we're gonna create a function called hit player. Hit player, and we're gonna do. In fact, we don't want to put this inside here. We want to put it inside the entity because every single entity can be hit. So public void hit, and we're gonna take in some float damage, and what we're gonna do simply do is gonna say health minus equals to damage. Health minus equals to damage, pretty much it. But also one thing, we need to truncate the health. So pretty much you need to make sure that health isn't negative. If the health is smaller than 0, then it should stay 0. Else, if it's larger than 0, then we can keep it to whatever it is. So to do that, we'll simply say health is equal to health smaller than 0. This means if it's negative, then we're simply going to say we're gonna let it equal to 0. No, question mark and 0. And if it's bigger than 0, we're gonna leave it. We're just gonna let it be health, pretty much. Now, whenever we hit the player, we also want to. We're just debugging right now. We want to display the health. Now, inside the zombie class, green zombie, instead of doing this, we're simply going to look for the target for the player. Okay, so pretty much I already found out. So this is how you get the reference to the player from the zombie class. It's not refined, but yeah. So I'll just copy this and go to the attack player and paste this here. And we're simply going to say dot hit. Okay, something isn't right. This should return a player, right? So okay, let's enter the green zombie class and check. Oh, that's the problem. So we're simply going to say dot hit, and we're going to have the zombies damage. So let's go to the superclass zombie, and do we have a damage? Okay, apparently we don't have a damage field, so we're gonna add that. Damage float, damage protected float equals damage. And by default, let's say all zombies have, I don't know, 10 damage. And we're gonna buff the green zombie, and we're gonna let his damage equals to damage is equal to 100. So now when we run this, as you can see there below, every time the zombie attacks, and pretty much our damage keeps damaging the player. The damages, and boom. Oh my goodness, wait. This thing wasn't running properly. So let me stop it and change it. Okay, it was working on width instead of damage. Okay, so let's change this. And now let's run it. And pretty much that's it for the day, guys. That's what we achieved. Now the zombie can attack the player. So yeah, guys, that's it for today. So if you like the video, please subscribe. So yeah, guys, peace.